Welcome back, Wolfpack. Vrillis here, and while it is the year anniversary for X and Y, I really didn't have any videos planned for it. I didn't really have the time to put together a montage. I think that doing something like a Poke Play, where I just talk about the last year, would be boring and drawn out, and it really wouldn't mean anything. So I went on to Twitter. I was like, hey guys, I'm out of video ideas for the day. Tweet me a Pokemon, and I'll review it. So if you're not following me on Twitter, you should. I get a lot of advice, and I do get some video inspiration from people responding to me on Twitter. It's generally easy for me to read Twitter as well. On top of that, I'm still working on trying to get battles and requests going. Unfortunately, my Wi-Fi at the new place is so bad that I can't even get on the DS Wi-Fi, so there's no hope for me battling right now. And I can't do it with Smash either. But anyway, Claydol was the Pokemon that got picked from the Twitter draw, so Claydol's awesome. I've actually used Claydol in 4th and 5th generation to a decent amount of success. So let's go and look at the standard set. Now, Relisify doesn't do standard, but it's still worth mentioning. And why does this guy have Absolite now? Let's put the leftovers back on. So the idea behind this is that you want to become a well-rounded tank. You can endure a lot of hits, you can set up Stealth Rocks, you could Rapid Spin off their hazards, you can Toxic some threats down, and then you have Earthquake for chip damage. Not bad at all. That, you get a good, reliable setup, you get a good, reliable Rapid Spin, and maybe you can do a little extra. So Claydol on this standard idea can plus pretty hard. That's why I was thinking you should go with the careful nature. Why careful and instead of calm? Because the idea is he has the same attack and special attack. So Earthquake is going to do more damage than Earth Power, even though it seems like Claydol would be a special attacker because it's a psychic type. But Earthquake is actually a stronger option, which is pretty interesting. After that, I was thinking max hit points, max the defense, go to the special defense nature, and now all of your tank stats are above 300 at level 100, so that's actually really solid overall. Level 50, so you guys can get your comparison for that, but still, it's really good. Over 150s for everything, and it's just going to be able to endure a lot of hits while being a nice little, I think it's a really strong mid-game Pokemon that, get to Rapid Spin off, you get to get your Stealth Rocks. It's a good momentum holder as a Pokemon. Now let's talk about why I run Claydol. Because it has Snorlax capabilities, that between Calm Mind or Cosmic Power, this Pokemon has a lot of setup and a lot of different ways to be run. And a lot of item options as well. You can have leftovers, you can have Chesto Berry into Rest, you can have Citrus Berry. So first off, what I was thinking was that with this idea, you go max hit points, max defense, and then you just Calm Mind. That way your special defense is going to get really high, you have a decent amount of natural special defense bulk, and then you can just run it off with the Chesto Berry. That Calm Mind is going to mean that, get 1 or 2 Calm Minds before forcing yourself into a rest. Chesto Berry is going to wake you up, and now you're going to have a strong amount of special attack for Earth Power and Ice Beam. I think Ice Beam is the stronger option instead of Psychic, so it's kind of like Earth Power or Psychic, one of your stabs, and then Ice Beam, because Claydol gets Ice Beam. You can't let that go to waste. Claydol gets Ice Beam, man. It's so good. Also, Claydol's only ability is Levitate, but if they gave it a hidden ability, it might have a lot more potential in the future. So just going to leave that note there. And also, depending on what your opponent is, if they're a special attacker or really weak kind of physical stall Pokemon, you can even, rest on them, and then once you wake up from rest, you still might have the opportunity to rest again to PP stall them out, or go into Earth Power and Ice Beam for some damage. So Claydol does have the tankiness to really set up. This idea was a rest talk idea, and with this, you're going to pretty much be setting up Cosmic Power. Cosmic Power is stockpile for Psychic types without a limit. Stockpile caps at 3. This boosts the user's defense and special defense by 1. So with this idea, you want to go back to that well-rounded defense. That way you're going to, boost your defense to over 450 on your first go. And with 324 hit points, going to be very strong and well-rounded as a tank. I like the Citrus Berry because it's going to keep you in that sustaining place that Cosmic Power, Citrus Berry procs, Cosmic Power, Rest, Sleep Talk, and then that's where your setup comes in. So with the Sleep Talk setup, Toxic is a kind of risky option because you are walled out by Poison and Steel type Pokemon, but if they don't have any of those, Cosmic Power is going to be excellent because they're going to have very few ways of harming you, and then you just Rest, Sleep Talk. Even if they're already toxic, throwing out another Toxic isn't the end of the world. Getting a free Cosmic Power could be nice, and then you just kind of Toxic burn them down from there. Other than that, you can go with the Cosmic Power, Rest, Charge Beam, Earth Power idea. So this could be Chesto Berry Leftovers or Citrus Berry as well. And you want to use Cosmic Power to round out your defenses. Use Charge Beam instead of, like, as your Calm Mind. That Charge Beam is going to, whenever you feel comfortable, that you have 2, 3 Cosmic Powers, you're barely taking any damage. Charge Beam, Charge Beam, Charge Beam, and then you have your other options such as Earth Power, Ice Beam, Psychic, and even some other crazy things like Dazzling Gleam, and as we scroll down we see Shadow Ball and Signal Beam, and I believe, yeah, Solar Beam. I thought I saw Energy Ball at some point too. No, Grass Knot. So, huge amount of coverage, so Charge Beam plus 1 of whatever elemental typing you want, and Claydol's going to run pretty well. After that, Claydol can also be run in doubles. That it has those well-rounded defenses. It's going to be very hard to KO on the first turn, so use it as a Trick Room Pokemon. Sets Trick Room reliably. You can have Mental Herb for the taunt, or Lumberry for the status, depending on how you want to run it. And after that, you can just set up Reflect and Light Screen, or even Ally Switch. Now, Ally Switch is a hilariously fun move to use in doubles. If you haven't used it, I recommend it because you just get to screw around with your opponent. It might not always be the best thing if they're using double hits, but if you feel they're going to focus fire your strong sweeper Pokemon, Ally Switch, and now all that focus is going on to Claydol, you buy your sweeper an extra turn, you're already under Trick Room, it could pan out very well. And if you don't have the Ally Switch going for you, you still have Light Screen and Reflect on your side. So yeah, a lot of awesome options for the Trick Room Claydol, that if they're physical, you have Reflect, you have Light Screen as well, and then you're just really supporting that Trick Room setup while having the opportunity to Ally Switch with just an unusual Pokemon. Like, there are a lot of Pokemon that set up Trick Room and screens, but Claydol is, if you want to use it, a good Pokemon for setting it up as well. So Claydol has many faces, literally, like look over here, many faces, but it can be a doubles Pokemon, it can be a setup tank, it can be a Rest Talker, it can be a Calm Mind Pokemon, and it can be a good mid-game, like, neutralizer, I guess. You set up your own Stealth Rocks, you rapid spin your opponents away, you can poison some people, you can chip damage some people. Not a bad Pokemon overall. Also, Levitate, you can use it to come in and switch in on an Earth or a Ground type move as well. So if you guys enjoyed the video, Claydol. Yeah, and oh, that's my league. That's how you, okay, that's where I end the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a nice day.